Good morning and welcome to TMI Socials. Finally, the weekend is here, but anyway, it's a Thursday edition of the show and I am here super duper elated to take you through on the social media streets. My name is Nwoluwapo Stevens, your social media guide. Now, yesterday was quite a busy, moment on social media. But anyway, here are 5 major stories that you should know that happened during the course of yesterday up until this morning. So I'll begin by letting you know that the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission has approved an increase of 300% electricity tariff for Band A consumers in the country. With the increase, customers will now pay 225 naira per kilowatt hour as against the 68 naira previously. Now, according to the power distribution companies, discos will be allowed to raise electricity prices to 225 naira per kilowatt hour from 68 naira for urban consumers this month, effectively from April 1st, 2024. So this was actually disclosed by the Vice Chairman of NERC, Musiliu Oseni, in Abuja yesterday. Now, he said the rates increase will only affect 15% of the electricity customers in the country. Oseni also revealed that these customers, who represent 15% of the population, also consume 40% of the nation's electricity. Now let's move over to Abuja to hear Oseni word for word.
So completion transition charge is based on the provision of the Act. And it means a revenue that a disco or a trading licensee can be allowed to earn, which will come from other customers, which as a result of the need to meet its total revenue requirement that has been impacted by an exit of eligible customers. Because the discos are not allowed to earn more than what the Commission has determined for them, but if they lose a customer to eligibility, there is a potential for them to lose their revenue, part of their revenue requirement. So there is a provision in the Act that the Commission may at a point in time review any application for such competition transition charge and make a determination and grant approval to the distribution company to earn such a revenue.
How did you react to this? Take a look. Mayors OJ says Nigerians pay more for electricity than Americans and receive worse electricity than Somalia. Oh, really? Really? Tell me about it. Now, Barbie B says from 68 to 225. This is why I like Nigeria. They don't take things small. Now, big things we like. Reminds me of that song, you know. But anyway, moving over to another one that says, most Nigerians wouldn't mind paying high for electricity if it is available 24 hours. It's a wickedness to increase tariff when people are still in darkness. Anyway, moving over to another reaction. D. Olu Daya says, people are already facing loads of hardship. People still find it very hard to feed, amongst other things. As you feel adding more to their burdens makes it better? Okay, if that's the way to go. Now, Real Ismo says there is no clarity in this thing. Are these 15% consumers the big businesses, such as factories, large companies, and all? They should explain this, please. This is how they package information to protect themselves until you're tried to buy units, and then you will realize that you are also affected. All right, so also yesterday in the news, hashtag Wike was trending, but right now it wasn't even Wike that had, this comment that made it through the scene. And the River State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has warned that he will surprise those who considered his honest decision to implement the Presidential Peace Pact as a sign of weakness. Now, Governor Fubara said he had been undertaken with several comments in the media about the implementation of the peace initiative and had chosen to be silent out of maturity and wisdom. Let's go to Port Harcourt, where it all happened.
Maturity is not about age. Maturity is in person. I choose not to respond to people that are assumed that are mature, but immature in attitude.
He wants that his decision to...
What do you choose, maturity or the other way? How did you react to this? Let us see. Kenneth says, let me ask one important question. If it were Wike that his predecessor is tormenting like this, would he have respected the president? Okay, Wike, come and answer for yourself now. Moving over to another one. Wike's time will be up soonest. The so-called structure he claims will collapse on him if former governors treated Wike the way he is treating Fubara and creating instability in the state. There will be no Wike. Yeah, moving over to another reaction. On this story still, Raymond says, you have started, oh. He never mentioned anybody's name. Nobody mentioned Wike. He said those that don't want to respect the peace deal, if they dare, he will surprise them. Did you see Wike's name on that speech? All right, moving over to another reaction. Nigerians on socials. Now, Baron King says, the Wike we know, if he is governor, will never allow someone trample on him. Let Fubara send down the rain and stop talking. Nigerian politicians don't rate anyone who can bite. Tell me about it. Okay, Proudly Iquere says, let's wait for Wike's response before the end of this week. And it's actually true, you know, before you know it now, Wike would create this media pally team and everybody would just come and sit down and he'll start, you know, answering questions that you didn't ask him. Anyway, moving away from Nigeria to Uganda, where Uganda's president, Museveni, has reportedly appointed his daughter, Natasha Museveni, as governor of the Central Bank of Uganda. His decision to name his daughter as governor of the Central Bank of Uganda comes on the heels of appointing his son, Lieutenant General Musiliu, as the head of the country's defense forces. How did you react to this? Let us see. Daniel says African leaders are fond of practicing nepotism, and that's one of the major reasons why the continent isn't developing. A lot of qualified persons will be fit for a job, but favoritism always gets in the way. It is second art that doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. Another reaction, Cup of Tea says, Ugandan president really turned the country to a family business. His wife, Minister of Education. His daughter, Governor of Central Bank of Uganda. What about his son, top commander of military? Now this guy says, African family business. His wife will soon become Minister of Finance and his son will become Minister of Petroleum. Well, his wife and his son already have their own designated post though, you know, so just to put that out there. Is that all we have on this beat? Is that all we have? All right, let's move over to the fourth story, more or less like the biggest story that made it for me yesterday. As regards Gospel Minister Nathaniel Bassey, now he has finally petitioned the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetoku, to investigate and prosecute 4 persons who he accused of criminal defamation and cyber stalking. Now the singer submitted the petition to the IGP on April 1st, 2024 through his lawyers, Peter Abraham, Uche Matthew, Benga Ogunloye, and Anthony Abia. Now last week, 4 social media users alleged that Bassey fathered the son of former, fellow popular gospel singer, Mercy Chinwo. And of course, obviously, it went on X, an allegation. So now that's the picture. Now let's see the picture of Mercy Chinwo's child, first of all. Let's see the picture of Mercy Chinwo's child. Okay, so that's a picture of Mercy Chinwo's child here, but I want to so that's the picture that Mercy Chinwo recently showed the world after hiding her baby for a while. And after this picture went viral as she dedicated her son during the course of last week, a lot of, reactions came on board. A lot of persons were saying the child looks old. And then again, he also looks like, Pastor Nathaniel Bassey. Now let's see the tweets that got 4 social media users in big trouble. All right, so this is Okoronkwo Ejike. He says this is the true face of Mercy Chinwo's child. She was hiding after giving birth, but the truth is that this little baby looks exactly like singer Nathaniel Bassey. Nobody won't reason me. Oh, this child is Nathaniel Bassey's baby. Just maybe there was a secret away match that occurred. Otherwise, how can we make sense of this? That's what he said. Now let's see the other tweets as well that got them in trouble. Eckhart also posted this sometimes last week, and he said, take a look at the stunning resemblance of Mercy Chinwo's son and Nathaniel Bassey. Though duo have been working together on several projects in the past. What do you have to say? And DJ Spalt Kid, who's also, in this brouhaha, says, when are we doing DNA tests? This is the true face of Mercy Chinwo's child. She was hiding after giving birth. But the truth is, this little baby looks exactly like singer Nathaniel Bassey. Nothing anybody won't reason me. Oh, this is the child of Nathaniel Bassey's baby. Just maybe there was a secret service away match that occurred. Otherwise, how can we make empirical sense of the picture? Oh my goodness, social media and the users, one very funny place. How did you react to this one? This guy says, freedom of speech is certain, but freedom after speech is what is not certain. Please, sir, don't forgive them. Another reaction on this one still. Dr. Stanley says, I don't know why people always assume gospel artists are born-again Christians. They are paid just as Davido is being paid for him to perform. That's a skill. It has nothing to do with the kingdom of God. They sing for money and nothing more. All right, moving over to another reaction on this particular saga still. Let us see. Okay, now Michael says, but Jesus was crucified, yet he said, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. Do we claim to be Christians only when it's convenient? I am not saying Nathaniel doesn't have the right to seek earthly justice, but isn't that at cross with the faith he professes? Okay, now let's see another reaction still. One more reaction. Is that all we have on the story? Okay, now finally, Osaman says, God is merciful and so are his children. But that doesn't mean that being a Christian is the human equivalent of a footmat. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. All right, is that all we have? Okay, so now finally, the favored woman says, yes, nobody should use religion to blackmail him. Sue them and make them pay. Make them pay, you say. Now my final video for you for today, or final story, actually a viral video, as yesterday as well, hashtag Oni was trending because there was a video of some Obas bowing before the Oni. Look at this. Okay, so that's all I have for you for today. Daniel, praise.
Let's begin with the last video.
Yes.
The Omoni is a spiritual leader of sort, as far as the Yoruba race is concerned. So having some Obas pay allegiance to him is not out of place.
You think so?
Yeah, it's not out of place. It's just like we have the Oba of Benin, and you have some other kings from other senatorial district coming to the Oba.
Yeah, like based on hierarchy.
Based on hierarchy, yeah, you get the gist now. So having these Obas pay allegiance to the Oni, I don't think it is out of place, but don't blame the social media community. We have a way of taking things out of context.
Out of proportion, always there to drag.
Just like we saw the case of these guys that are being accosted now, or they are under police net. Nathaniel Bassey, please don't let them go. You know, when Elijah was insulted, some children from nowhere just insulted him. He felt bad. lions came from nowhere. Was he lion or bear? Now, I'm not a good Bible student. So if you are, for those of you asking him to forgive them, yes, forgiveness is fine. Yeah. But you want to tarnish the image of someone that has built reputation over the years. It doesn't work like that. That's defamation of character. I mean, when I looked at that baby actually looked like Pastor Blessed.
You think so?
Yes, if you look at that baby correctly, look at it.
Correctly.
From the heart of your heart.
Did you see the head? Anyway,
that baby, well, it's not for us.
Nathaniel Bassett shouldn't come for me though, but did you see the shape? Look at the baby, beautiful baby. They didn't only say he looked like him. They said the baby looks old, like looks older to being a baby. I don't know.
Look at Pastor Blessed now. I'm just seeing Pastor Blessed in this baby. And if you look at the baby's face to an extent,
looks like
you see Mercy Chinwo in the baby. There's no, I don't know where these guys. Well, it serves you right, and this will serve as deterrent to those of you who like blowing things out of proportion. I have a friend. He's a friend from a distance. Of course, we've been talking for a while, but I learned that he's currently being dragged by Evangelist Ebuka Ijele. Ijele is somebody I know from a distance. Of course, we talk on phone and all that, but I learned he's in police custody. Why? He was one of those who said Evangelist Ebuka was actually arranging miracles and all that. Now, you have yourself to blame. Let the law take its course. And of course, I heard the police spokesperson say that there are laws guiding some of your statements. So we should just try and ensure that when you are saying things, just say it for, you want to catch phone, yes.
For the fun of it or catching
not
cruise.
Not for the fun of it, because now you've said it, everybody thought you were actually catching cruise. But now you are under police net. You explain, and you will learn. And talking about the electricity tariff hike, for crying out loud, we don't used to have lights. Where I reside, for close to a year now, we don't have power supply there.
But they did say it's for grade A customers.
They are just confusing our confusion.
Who are the grade A's?
That's the question. I don't know. Maybe you are in grade A.
Amen. I am in grade A.
It's like you have 5 hours light.
20 hours.
You have 20 hours.
According to the statement, they said it's 20 hours.
Have you been having? You've enjoyed 20
no,
hours
I
since
haven't.
You got to your new area.
I haven't.
But you don't even have up to an hour power supply, I beg. Then you need to explain BDC.
Yes, indeed.
Not just BDC, Electricity Regulatory Commission. You need to explain. There are things you need to tell Nigerians. To start with, we are not seeing this power. I am now saying it has moved from about 65,000 monthly to about 300,000.
To 125.
That's not fair. That's not fair. Money is not increasing, salary is not increasing, minimum wage is not increasing. No way, it doesn't work like that. Well, this is how far we can go. This is our package. Of course, we do hope that you actually had a blissful time joining us on the ride. We'd like to see you tomorrow on another fresh edition. Up next is Business Rendezvous. On behalf of all of us, my name is Daniel Praise. Enjoy the rest of your day, and bye for now.